Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I am your host, the Ranting Monkey, and I hope you're having a wonderful Monday. I think it is. Is that what it is? Yeah, it's Monday. I spent the majority of the last 20 hours in bed. Got up for about an hour to do the game stream and had to say, nope, can't do that. Had a rough day, guys. Hope you had a better one. Oh, man. Excuse me. Who's Katie Hill again? Katie Hill was a congresswoman from California. We'll get to her in just a few minutes. News anchor, one of those leg chair ladies. No. She's a congresswoman. She might be a news anchor soon because she stepped down from Congress. She stepped down. We've been following her saga for a little while now, and woke up this morning and went through my Twitter feed and actually found out by accident that she had resigned, because I was reading Tom Arnold for reasons I am still disgusted by. We're going to start with Tom Arnold because Tom was trying to be funny. Tom was trying to be funny and talk dirty online to Diamond and Silk. Do you guys know who Diamond and Silk are? They're two black activists who really support Donald Trump. So, of course, Tom Arnold hates them because how dare anybody support something he doesn't? Remember, guys, Tom Arnold was going to go out there and find the infamous tapes of Donald Trump using the N-word. He's still never found those. But he was gonna, and he got lots of press for it. They never turned up, but I mean, he was gonna do it. So, yeah, I was. Let's. I don't even know where this actually began, and I don't want to go back that far because I don't really care. But he was responding to Diamond and Silk, and well, this is what he had to say to those ladies. To Diamond and Silk, I'd like to investigate every crack, curve, and crevice of you 2 tons of fun's heavenly bodies. I'll start with intensive oral examinations of your naughty bits. So take off all your clothes and get your big booty butts back into Big Daddy's hot tub. Don't bring Streisand. Too freaky. Yeah, the normal stuff you say to somebody you don't know, that you just have a political disagreement with. To which Diamond and Silk says, I said says like I'm a illiterate. Diamond and Silk reply, is this tweet considered online sexual harassment or predatory behavior? Where's the Me Too movement? At Tom Arnold, you may not have respect for yourself, but you don't get to disrespect Diamond and Silk. Now, I want to address that for just a moment because I get what they're going for there. But come on. This is the kind of shit that he's trying to be edgy. He's trying to be funny. He's trying to be edgy. He's a moron, but this is not an actual Me Too movement or moment. This is not actual sexual harassment or predatory behavior. It's a guy being an asshole online. And then he follows up with this. You wrote at me first, expressed your bug-ass love for me on Twitter many times, have made sexy videos about me for the world to see. You said my name. Now stop playing G's. Our love is sacred. Get on over here. Grab Popeye's chicken on the way. Wings and thighs. Dark meat only, babies. Once again. Now, Tom's going to get some shit for this. And he's going to get more shit for that last part than he did the rest of it. But it's what he wants, man. It's what he wants. He wants to be noticed. So he told what he thought was some jokes, I guess. what's the word I'm looking for here? I don't like to just say edgy, but edgy jokes. I know there's a synonym for that it's just not quite coming through. Snub says, I don't know, Monkey. Feminists would have nailed Arnold to the cross over this normally. Oh, I agree. And that last part about grabbing some Popeye's chicken on the way over, that's got clear racial connotations, doesn't it? Because Diamond and Silk happen to be black. I get that their side would have a fit over this if somebody on my side, I'm using air quotes for that, somebody on my side did something like this. But I'm not for burning the whole world down. I'm not. This is a point where you just go, see, this is what we're talking about when we go, this guy's just a fucking moron. He's not a danger to anybody. He's just a fucking moron. That's all. And you can quote me on that. Tom Arnold is a fucking moron. He's a moron who he enjoyed a lot of fame, you guys. I don't know how old some of you are to remember this, but when he married Roseanne when she was at the top of her popularity. Her ABC show, not the new one that she got fired off of, but the old one. And that was still a #1 show, and she married him. Tom became big shit. And ever since then, nobody cares about him. Ever since he left Roseanne, they had a threesome marriage, which is kind of a good segue into Katie Hill later. But the marriage between Tom and Roseanne broke up, and nobody's cared about Tom Arnold since. Until he decided he was going to be the one to track down the Trump N-word tapes. He was going to do that, y'all. I don't know how well he's done with that because, we haven't seen the tapes yet, but he got lots of news coverage for it. I mean, he was in all of the major news. What's the word I'm looking for here? He was on their blotters. He came across, I don't want to say he was front page news, but he was at least below the fold. And he got a lot of attention for it. And then that blew up in his face. So now he's making sexual and racial remarks to big black women online. There's a career resume for you. I married a fat woman who was really famous. I didn't do a whole bunch of stuff except for drugs for a long time. Then I went to find tapes that don't exist. And then I started harassing 2 women online. Now, when I say harassing, guys, I think you can harass without it being like legal harassment. I think you can give people shit. You know, that's how I mean it right here. So yeah, good resume there, Tom. But as I was going through Tom's Twitter, because I was trying to find the original one here between him and Diamond and Silk, because Diamond and Silk, they took a screenshot. Smart. In case, Tom deleted it, but they didn't link to the original tweet or respond to the original tweet. So I was trying to find it, and I got distracted because I saw Katie Hill's tweets. And poor Katie Hill, the embroiled congresswoman. I don't know why anybody cares, to be honest with you, except for possible finance violations. I mean, there is that. But this blew up way bigger than it needed to be. And, I do know why. Because a lot of times when we have these he said, she said divorces that blow up, because this is a divorce thing between her and her husband. But we usually don't get pictures. Usually just be, Your Honor, she was cheating on me. And no, I wasn't. Like, I got pictures that show her smoking a bong naked. Oh. Ooh. Whoops. And those came out into the press. My bad, Katie. Now, again, I don't necessarily agree with those being released. Because that's It's a dirty thing to do. It's a dirty thing to do to a former lover or anyone. If they don't give you permission to release their nakeds, then don't release them. But the letter, okay, so she went to Twitter and wrote this. It is with a broken heart that today I announce my resignation from Congress. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do, but I believe it is the best thing for my constituents, my community, and our country. See my official statement below. And she retweeted that. That's a trick people use to get their tweets seen by more. You retweet something that you've already tweeted. And here's her. We're going to talk about her statement. We're going to talk about her statement because there's parts of it. There's parts of it that are just like, come on, really. It is with a broken heart that today I announce my resignation from Congress. She actually opens this with the exact same thing she had on her 2 tweets. This is the hardest thing, blah, 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 community and their country. This is what needs to happen so that good people who supported me will no longer be subjected to the pain inflicted by my abusive husband and the brutality of hateful political operatives who seem to happily provide a platform to a monster who is driving a smear campaign built around cyber exploitation. There is a lot to unpack in that sentence, y'all. A lot to unpack in that sentence. Give me a moment, though. I'm sorry. Read the chat. What am I reading? I don't know what you want me to read in chat. I will read chat. We'll get to that. Now I'll get more interactive in a little while. Right now I'm trying to read Katie. Relax. You'll still be there, or I'll still be here, whichever way you want to see it. So in this statement, this is what needs to happen so that the good people who supported me will no longer be subjected to the pain inflicted by my abusive husband. Her voters are being abused by her ex-husband, y'all. Should we run down the Katie Hill saga again? I feel like we're going to bring it to a close, so we might as well. Maybe 2 weeks ago, Katie Hill was accused of having she's a California congresswoman, not an actual California congresswoman. She's a congresswoman from California. She's at the federal level, you guys. She's in our House of Representatives, or was. She was accused of having sex with a male staffer, but she was also accused of having sex with, actually being part of a throuple. First time I've ever heard that stupid goddamn word. Way back when her and her husband were still together, they had a sexual relationship with another woman who happens to be one of Katie Hill's staffers. Which, by the way, was illegal. It's against I don't know about illegal. It's unethical according to the House. Can't sleep with your subordinates. And when that revelation came out, some pictures came out. Pictures that included a deep kiss with the supposed staffer that she was with, the female staffer she was having sex with. A picture of Katie Hill sitting naked behind the female staffer that she's supposedly having a sexual relationship with, brushing her hair. Which is, of all of this, is the most confusing to me. It's the most confusing to me is why she's sitting naked and the other woman is not. Neither of them have wet hair. So it's not like one of them just got out of the shower, like Katie just got out of the shower and had to come brush her hair or something. It's like she was just hanging out naked and like, all right, I'll brush your hair. Try not to get my vaginal juices on the back of your neck here. I just don't know. It was a weird picture. Like, why? Cato says menage a trois, much better word than thruple. It is, but they actually were a poly couple. What is it called? What are the Mormons? Or sorry, they're not Mormons, but the Mormons used to do. Yeah, polygamy. Sorry. So they were polygamous. She was as much a part of the couple as the other two. So yeah, not polyamorous, polygamous. Although they weren't actually married, so maybe polyamorous. I don't know. They're fucking weirdos. And look, live your life. But I want to remind you, let's go back for just a moment. The reason these pictures came out is because Katie Hill's husband accused Katie Hill of sleeping with a male staffer. Katie Hill, in turn, accused her husband of beating her. So these pictures kind of got leaked out. Now, I also want to remind you, you may not know this, but for those who've been with me through this whole saga, Katie Hill originally, even after the pictures were released, said she never slept with a staffer. Even after those pictures were released. Now, she specifically was talking about the dude. I forget his name. Chudley or some shit like that. I don't care. But the guy she's supposedly sleeping with, I never slept with him. And everybody's like, yeah, Katie, we're asking you about that bitch you got your tongue down her throat. Did you sleep with her? And she came out and goes, oh, her. Yeah, I licked her a little bit. And then it was either the next day or a day after she admitted to having sex with a staffer that another picture came out. This time it's Katie Hill with a giant bong and what kind of maybe looks like a iron cross on her hip. The German iron cross, not that's the implication. I don't think it does. I can't remember if it was Scribbles or Satsu who said it kind of looked like a fucked up four-leaf clover. I could see that, but I don't know. I don't know. The point being, just another one of these pictures showing that she was kind of a dirty hoe. And that doesn't show she's a dirty hoe. I mean, just because she's running around naked with a bong, that doesn't mean anything. Anyhow, so that is the saga up until now. Katie claims that her husband's abusive. Her husband claims he broke up with her because he agreed to bring other women into the relationship. He did not agree to bring other men into the relationship. And then he looked up one day and she was fucking a male staffer. So that's where we were. All right, everybody up to speed? We're gonna move back over to her apology. Well, it's not even an apology. It is a why I'm stepping down from Congress. I'm gonna read that first. Well, not the first part because we read that like 9 times. I'm gonna read the opening part of the second paragraph again, which says this. This is what needs to happen so that the good people who supported me will no longer be subjected to the pain inflicted by my abusive husband. So the good people who support her don't have to get beaten by her husband. They're not. They're actually going, Katie, what the fuck? Are you lying to us about this guy? You've lied to us about all this other stuff. You didn't come clean immediately about licking that puss. In fact, you pretended that never happened. I'm sorry. We need to back up too, because it came out yesterday, I think it was. Well, maybe it was Friday night. I can't remember. Anyway, that Katie Hill, she gave out 4 campaign bonuses for winning the campaign. They ranged from, I want to say it was $2,700 to $5,100. The guy she's supposedly fucking got the biggest one of all. I'm sure it was just because he was really good at his job. But remember, she's saving her constituents from the pain inflicted by her abusive husband. And she goes on, and the brutality of hateful political operatives who seem happy to provide a platform to a monster. What she means here is her political opponents are enjoying the fuck out of this. They're all like, look, she's a dirty bitch who's fucking her staff. And possibly breaking ethics rules because she's admitted to having sex with that female staffer while she was in Congress. That's a no-no. That's actually an ethics violation, Katie. That is not your opponents going after you. That's the ethics committee going, whoa, whoa, whoa. She did what? And then there's the problem of you having a giant bong, which, by the way, I mean, I have no problem with you doing that. You want to get high, especially if you're just doing marijuana. I don't give a fuck. But how does that look, Katie? You this is one of our youngest people in the female-led charge to take over the blue wave. Oops. Anyway, where are we at here? A monster who is driving a smear campaign built around cyber exploitation. No, it's not cyber exploitation. Most of this turned up in the Daily Mirror. Most of this turned up, it turned up in Red State first. They were the first ones that anybody knows reported it. So maybe you can say that it was cyber there, but since then, I mean, this has been everywhere, including mainstream news outlets. On the front pages, again, below the fold, because who cares about a first-term congresswoman who's kind of a whore who breaks ethics rules? I mean, look, Republican and Democrat alike, they can accidentally break ethics rules, especially when it comes to like campaign finance kind of things. And so you make a mea culpa. Is that the right word? Is that how you say it? You throw yourself at their feet and say, hey, can you forgive me for this? But in this case, I think with Me Too and all of this, it's pretty well known you're not supposed to be fucking your underlings. And you probably should have read that part in the ethics rules. I'm pretty sure you have to sign off that you're not. Although I could be wrong. You were banging an underling. You hashtag Me Too'd an underling. Do you understand that? Do you? I doubt you do. So, because, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. Having private photos of personal moments weaponized against me has been an appalling invasion of my privacy. I don't disagree with her there. It is appalling that this was used against you in this manner because it's kind of fucked up. Like I said, these didn't have to come out. You know what I mean? What he could have done, her abusive husband, allegedly abusive husband, he could have turned these into the ethics committee, and he may have. They may have ignored him. I don't know. But they didn't have to come out into the public like that. I think if they didn't, she would have kept her job, though. I think if she had not been forced to go, oh, you mean that staffer that I was fucking? Yeah, I was fucking that one. Then we don't get to where we are now. I don't think she should step down. I think even at this point, she just goes to the ethics committee and throws herself at their mercy. Goes away. There you go. Now, she might have to admit she's fucking that other guy and explain why she gave him the biggest bonus of anybody that was working. She might have to explain the rumors and stuff, but yeah. I don't know. But I do think it's kind of unfortunate that her pictures came out. Although she is kind of hot, so I didn't mind seeing them. I would have felt a little better about seeing him if it hadn't have been without her permission. She says it's also illegal, and we are currently pursuing all of our available legal options. Good for you. Which, by the way, just because you resign doesn't mean the ethics things against you, especially it's it's not just the ethics problem right now for her. There may be FEC violations, the Federal Election Committee. God damn, I almost said communication. The Federal Election Commission. There may be issues in there with how much she was paying these women on her staff who were actually this woman on her staff who was actually her girlfriend. This would have been Trump. Would she be as against stolen photos? Well, that's the other thing. These aren't stolen photos. Her husband, they belong to him. He took the photos. They're actually his copyrighted work. If you take a photo, that is your copyrighted work. You can release them to whoever you want. Now, California, like many other states, has a what's it called? Anti what revenge porn. Revenge porn. But these aren't exactly revenge porn. Yeah, she's naked, but it's not like she's going down on somebody while she's naked. It's not like there's fingering going on or anything like that. She's just kind of naked. And maybe. So maybe he'll get in trouble. That's fine. Even one says that's why I put stolen photos in quotes. Yeah, you did. I apologize for not making that clear. But yeah, these aren't stolen photos, guys. And sorry, Evil. I was just using that to kick off because we have heard repeatedly these stolen photos. They're not stolen. They're absolutely not stolen. He might get in trouble for the revenge porn, but it's not like he went through her personal belongings to find these horrible pictures. He took them. Anyway, let's get back to her. It's also illegal, blah, blah, blah. However, I know that as long as I am in Congress, we'll live fearful of what might come next and how much it will hurt. This is the one that I went, what? The fuck you mean? So far, nothing has been faked. Nothing has been. What do you mean fearful of what might come next, Katie? What might he have? What might he have, Katie? That is worse than what we've seen already. I mean, I'm betting it's actual porn. I'm betting that it's like a video of her going down on this chick or vice versa, or, you know, that point of view threesome kind of thing. Those of you who read the Christian Science Monitor, you know what I'm talking about. But that was the part. Fearful of what might come next. Well, the only thing that's come out that hasn't been 100% proven is that you are banging this male staffer right now, or at least were, and that's what caused the delusion of your marriage, just disillusion of your marriage, just the breakup of your marriage. Fuck, I hate when a word sounds like it's going to be right and then I say it and I don't know. So yeah, the breakup of your marriage. That's the implication, is that you cheated on him with another man and he broke up with you. Of everything that has been said about you, that is the only one that hasn't been proven true. So what is it you're worried about? Why are you trying to make it sound like he photoshopped these things? Why are you trying to make it sound like he snuck that girl in there as you were brushing her hair, buck ass naked? This is so dirty. That's why I actually wanted to read this, because Katie Hill, I'm actually kind of glad the saga's ending, because I don't care about a first-term congresswoman who's kind of a whore. I don't. Good for her, but when I read this, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Where were we? And how much it will hurt. How much it will hurt. What hurt you about those pictures? Those are real, aren't they? Why? I mean, she actually says, she's still talking, I guess, about her followers, her supporters, and how much it's going to hurt them. Well, you still did it. Why don't you just admit everything you did right now? Get it all out. Unless, I wonder if there's pictures of Katie doing coke. I wonder if there's pictures of Katie doing meth. Now, I'm not saying there are. I'm guessing. Because the bong picture, most people didn't care because it's fucking pot. And did California legalize pot? I can't remember. But most people are like, who gives a shit? It's pot. But if there's pictures of her, I don't know, rolling up $100 bill and pulling a Beto, that could be a trouble. That could be real trouble. And I don't know. I'm guessing, guys. I'm guessing what it could be. I'm not saying she did it. Anthony said doing coke off that female staffer's ass. Yeah. I'm curious. But again, Torgular says that kind of stuff didn't hurt Marion Barry. Well, it did send him to prison. He got out of prison and got reelected mayor, but yeah, it sent him to prison. Let's see what else. That's a feeling I know all too well. It's a feeling I decided to leave when I left my marriage, and one I will not tolerate being forced upon others. Did you see that? Him putting out pictures that are absolutely true about what she's done. It's just like him beating her. Just like him beating her. Are you out of your fucking mind? It's the same fear I lived in every day with my abusive husband. Go fuck yourself. I'm sorry. You were in a campaign here. Was he like punching you in the stomach to keep from putting bruises on your face so the media didn't find it? And where's your and maybe if this has happened, I don't know. But your little thruple friend, did she see you getting beaten? Because I'm curious about that. Did she get beat too? I mean, technically, by your thruple status, she's kind of a wife as well. I mean, at least a girlfriend. Did she get beat too, or did he just beat you? And the reason I ask these questions is I don't believe Katie. I will tell you this right now. I do not believe Katie that her man kicked her ass. I believe that her man was perfectly fine with her fucking another woman, but got mad when she fucked another dude. That makes a lot of sense. And so far, the evidence we have backs up that, because we do know the lying bitch was banging one of her staffers. We just don't know that it was the guy. And I'm wondering if that's the part I'm wondering. That's another thing. I wonder if he has like texts that he got into, which would be illegal. And maybe that's why we haven't seen him. Maybe he has texts of them, actually talking sexually. Oh, somebody in chat told me, I apologize. Somebody in chat told me they hate when I click my tongue like that. My bad. I apologize. I'm trying to stop it. Where are we at? It's a feeling I decided to leave, blah, blah, blah. Won't have it tolerated. Okay. I can no longer allow my community, family, friends, staff, supporters, and especially the children who look up to me as a role model to suffer this unprecedented brand of cruelty. It's for the children, y'all. The children are out there in the street crying about Katie licking puss. I'm not in her district. If anybody is, can you tell me how your children have been affected by this? How have your children been affected by the fact that Katie's kind of a liar and likes to bang other women and smoke dope? Bang other women who work for her. That is I can't stress that part enough. That's the reason this matters, is because that makes it an actual legal issue. I don't care if she's out there fucking whoever. It's none of my business. But when you start fucking staffers, that actually does become our business. Sorry, Katie. Sorry. That's not your husband doing it. That's the ethics rules. Poor girl. Thinking of them children. I guess this Halloween, if you really want to scare the children, you wear a Katie mask. Oh, God. For the mistakes made along the way and the people who have been hurt, I am so sorry. And I am learning. I am not a perfect person and never pretended to be. Back up, Katie. Back up, Katie. When the pictures first surfaced of you nakedly brushing your girlfriend's hair and sticking your tongue down her throat, your response was, I didn't have sex with my staffer. Now, granted, you specifically mentioned the dude, but you didn't come clean. You didn't come out and go, look, I did lick the puss. That was the next day. It was the next day you had to come out and admit that. You's a liar, Katie. And this is why I don't believe you about your man beating you. Now, if he did beat you, I'm sorry to hear that, and that's not cool, and I hope he suffers for it. But I just don't believe you. I absolutely do not believe you. And when I read a letter like this, where you try to compare people finding out that you're kind of a whore and you banged one of your assistants with spousal abuse, that makes me believe you even less. How in the fuck does that exist in this? Yes, you finding out that I like pussy is exactly like getting beaten by a man. For fuck's sake, Katie. And this is why I talk about Katie and why I am also glad to be done with the crazy bitch. Because she does amuse me. She does amuse me. Remember, so she's stepping down so we don't find out what else she's done for the sake of the children, you guys. Oh my God. I have to thank you. I'm currently editing a draft of a YouTube video I'm making, and your show is taking the edge off and helping me relax. I'm glad to hear that, Byron. I thank you. Thank you for saying that, actually. Where are we at here? Oh, this is where she never pretended to be perfect. It's one of those things that made my race so special. I hope it showed you. Yeah, you banging one of your staffers did make your race special, because anybody else doing that does face problems both with the FEC and the ethics committee. I hope it showed others that they do belong and that their voice does matter and that they do have a place in this country. All right. Back up. Do you guys remember what Katie Hill looks like? Do you guys remember what Katie Hill looks like? For those of you who don't remember, let's bring up some pictures of her here. Seeing this chick win after she was sucking some puss will let other people know they belong. Do I need to add to that? The well made up, obviously, I don't want to say rich, but well off, let's say decently middle class white chick will let other people know they belong. Katie, let me ask you this. And I honestly don't know. So I need somebody if somebody knows this who is out there, I don't want anybody to go look this shit up because who cares? But did she come out as a lesbian during the race? Did she come out and say, look, even though I have a husband, that big dude over there, I'm also fucking women? Jason or Brian says she's average. She is average, but she's also a white girl who obviously has pumpkin spice every day. There's nothing about her that's going to show what a black woman's going to see Katie get elected and be like, I can do anything. A Mexican's going to look at Katie and go, Because of her, I can do anything. Katie, come on. This is such drivel. Such drivel. This is something I believe with all of my heart. Yep. Because of her. Because of her. Black women and little Latino children will know that they can do anything. Bitch, you ain't Martin Luther King. You're not Obama. They do have a place in this country. Bitch, you are a fucking middle-class white girl. The fuck do you mean that you show them that they have a place in this country? What in the actual fuck are you talking about? You know, that's going to show other little Beckys that they can run for office. Andrew says her husband said she was a lesbian. Oh, so look, if she came out as bisexual, at least there is that. At least there is that. But you're still a punk ass little white girl. Shut up. Those of you who know me personally know I'm a fighter. Explains why you're quitting. And does that mean you used to punch your husband back? Sorry. And it's thanks to countless other fighters who supported me that we were able to stand up for the ideals we believe in. Now my fight is going to be to defeat this type of exploitation that so many women are victims to, and which will keep countless women and girls from running for office and entering public light. Thank you for allowing me to turn my focus to this particular battle right now, and know that I stand with you as we continue to fight for the many important issues that brought me to Congress in the first place. I love this country. I love all of you. And I thank you for allowing me the great honor of serving you. Back up, Katie. You're now jobless. You now are no longer in a position of any kind of authority in this country. I mean, you kind of maybe you'll have a few women who are like, yeah, that bitch got screwed. I stand with her. Don't let people tell the truth about women. But Katie, if you were going to be a fighter and make it so this stuff can't happen to women, where would be the best place to do that? I think I have a guess, or at least I know where I would think that would be the best place to be, and that would be in fucking Congress. Book coming in 6 months. Probably, Ken. Probably. So that ends the saga of Katie Hill, unless it does come out that there's some kind of confirmation that she was in fact fucking that dude that she's been accused of, because he again was another staffer, and that would what is this? Oh, well, there's a story right here. Congresswoman Katie Hill's sexual relationship with a much younger intern is a classic Me Too situation, and on Sunday she belatedly recognized the gravity of her offense. She now plans to resign. But it shouldn't have taken so long, more than a week, during which she was aggressively defended by hypocritical defenders on the left. By claiming that Hill was the victim of a political smear, she and her supporters showed no concern for the vulnerable 22-year-old who was preyed upon by her boss, and who now, 2 years later, is bereft, abandoned, and a self-described mess. Well, yeah. Yeah, this is absolutely a Me Too thing. Look, I don't believe in the whole Me Too thing. I think it's a lot of nonsense. But a vast majority of the allegations against, say, Harvey Weinstein, what was this kind of stuff? You're just fucking your boss for a job. Now we can't say for certain she was fucking her boss for a job, but you're not allowed to stick your naughty bits into an underling without it being That being a Me Too thing, right? Me Too, guys. That's that's a bad thing, right? I mean, it's literally what happened to Louis C.K. Louis C.K. He didn't force anybody to do anything, but it was that he had such a position of power. The fact that they went along with it was only because he had that power over them. Katie, did you have any power over your thruple chick? Did you have any power over her? Because if I remember correctly, they actually met while she was on the campaign. So, Katie. No, I just read read that bullshit, that absolute bullshit of her stepping down. You having to see my naked pictures is just like my husband beating me. Like, are you for real, woman? Are you absolutely for real? How dumb do you think we are? But hey, some people buy it. I mean, there's gonna be, it's gonna be, I wonder what Cortez will say about this. Do you think she has an idea she'd like to share? I wonder. I wonder. Dear Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, is it okay for females to fuck their staff if they're in Congress? Remember? I mean, she actually put that in there. I'm doing this for the children who look up to me. I'm stepping down for the children who look up to me. Give me a 1 in chat if you think she actually is doing this for the children and all. Give me a 2 if you think she's a lying twat. Sweetie, I don't believe you. And I have a feeling that when your divorce is going through, because I believe they're still in the process of getting divorced. Yeah, look at all those twos. Not a single person believes her. She did it for the children, huh? Yeah, when you go before this judge, and look, you'll probably make out anyway. I mean, there's no children involved in their divorce, thank God. He's going after some spousal support, which is funny as fuck. But yeah, you better be a much better liar in front of that judge. Much better liar. Because you better come with some you better come with more evidence than what you've provided so far. Do you guys remember what she said at the beginning? We don't know what'll come next. You do. You should know how many times he took pictures of you like that. You should remember the majority of these pictures weren't naked. There were only 2 that were naked. The one with the bong and the one where she was brushing the chick's hair. I'm muted. Oh God, did my mic go funky again? Is it better now? Let me know. That's why she quit. Was I muted or was I just a little quieter? My mic is having issues and I don't know how to fix it. It's like the cord is too small for it, but this is the only kind of cord for it. I think I need to return my mic and get a new one. Because yeah, there's just no way to fix this. Anyway, Robo now, well, that's not something I can fix. That's just shitty internet. I apologize for it, but yeah, nothing I can do. Oh, she thinks naked pictures are comparable to domestic violence. Oh no, dangerous. Not just that. Not just hang on, back up. So let's explain that. Actually, other people seeing her naked pictures is as damaging to them as domestic violence. Not as damaging to her, as damaging to the people seeing it. as getting your ass kicked by a dude when you're a dick. So yeah, and I understand what you were saying. You weren't backing her up at all. But that is a distinction that needs made. In her mind, the people in her constituency seeing naked pictures of her is just like them getting beaten. Not her getting beaten, them getting beaten. Like, Jesus fuck, woman. That is among the worst resignations over something like this I have ever seen in my life. There was, I guess, a little bit, I'm sorry, but it's not like she came out and look, I'm sorry that I was breaking ethics rules by having a sexual relationship with one of my underlings. That's not in there at all. That's not in there at all. It's all just, oh my God, my husband, he's so bad. And for the record, look, like I said, I'd watch the video if he's got it of his two wives. I don't know what exactly they called each other, but I'd watch that video. I'd feel bad about myself for doing it. But if the Christian Science Monitor put it up, I'd watch it. I would ask if she's high, but we've seen the pictures. Exactly, Dangerous. Yeah, we know. That is a horrible letter. You would help her find her Downsy eggs? I know I would. Or would you help her find her Downsy eggs? She's still young. She's in her 20s, man. She doesn't even have the Downsy ones yet. Maybe she doesn't quite understand what beat your meat means. She thinks it's actual beating. Oh, fuck. Three-sided coin. That was well played. I just, that part of the letter, it's just, we don't know what's coming next. And this is how it feels when I get beat daily. Shut up, woman. Anybody who believes that she gets beat daily or got beaten at all by her husband when it wasn't a consensual thing, I'm willing to sell you a bridge. She's 32. Oh, I didn't realize she'd gotten that old. I thought she was in her 20s. My bad. So she's 32. Her girlfriend is 22 now. So she was what? 19? No, 21 at the time, probably. Female staffers, 24. The story we just read said 22. I don't know any dates. Fuck. Okay, but 32. So she's still got a couple of years. She's just gone past what I tell you to marry. Remember, don't. Yeah, you don't want to go too far past 30 if you're going to be breeding. Just throwing that out there. So you're right, James. You're right. She got the Downsy eggs coming down the old gumball machine. But that statement. Oh my God. I can't think of one I've ever read that was worse. And I'm not being mean here. I'm just, it's like, how do you write this? How do you do this and not take any real responsibility for what you did? This is happening to you because you's a hoe. Well, I mean, sorry, you have made myself laugh. This is happening to you because you were having sexual relations with a staffer. That is a problem. That's not something your husband did to you. You did this. And my younger brother was born when my mom was 35, and he is a brilliant dude. Three-sided coin. We've discussed this. Let me explain it to the audience. Not every egg after 30 is going to be a Downsy egg. Just the further a woman gets from 30, the higher the chance of a Downsy egg. See what I did there? It's not that they're all going to be Downsy. It's just there's a better chance they'll be Downsy. There's a lot of people who have older parents who turn out just fine or even brilliant, as you said. But a lot of them come out, a little drooly. Just going to throw that out there. Yeah, that was a Miss Hill. That was bad. That was just I'll be commenting if I remember to. I'll be commenting on that on Twitter when I'm off here. How dare my husband tell people about the ethics I was violating? Exactly, Dangerous. And we heard very early on in that uh, statement. I keep wanting to call it an apology, and it's not. There's just no apology in it really at all. But not for what she did. I'm stepping down for the children. But very early on, what the real problem is. When she says, we don't know what's coming next, the fuck you don't. The fuck you don't. You may not know what he'll release next, but you know what he has. So stop it. You stop it. The none of this stuff has been faked. None of it. So stop acting like you're fighting off fake charges here. It is regrettable that he released nudes of you. I don't know. Every time I've seen him, and I haven't gone looking too far, but like the really naughty bits have been covered, the nipple or the actual vagina. So it's not like you're seeing actual nudes. And if he released them like that, I don't have a problem if he released them with the naughty bits covered. If he released the actual nudes, then that's kind of fucked up. But yeah. So haven't you though? I know you have read some of my statements that were worse about Katie has said Judas. Yeah, you're right. She knows what's coming. She knows that she's I don't want to say she's a horrible person. I mean, I've said this before and I do stand by it. I don't think necessarily having a sexual relationship with a staffer is a bad thing. I do think, especially if you're working in Congress, that you need to report it. And if you work anywhere else, you need to report it because most HR offices make you do that or want you to do that. So you need to report this stuff. So as much to cover your own ass as protect your employees. But I don't have a problem with so many couples have throughout the years. That's how they got together. I know people don't shit where you eat, and I understand that. Um, I don't know. I just don't take that narrow of a view of it. I think people can uh, have perfectly good relationships with people that they work with. I wouldn't do it, but I don't care. I have a rule: no relationship with anyone I work with. I broke that once, and it blew up in my face. And three-sided coin, it can. That's why a lot of people say not to do it. That's the whole idea behind don't shit where you eat. But I don't think in and of itself it's a bad thing. I think when you're trying to hide it from your employer, that's where these days, when you try to hide it from your employer, that's your biggest problem because as soon as somebody finds out and goes and reports you, you can both be fired for it. I've worked at places where if you didn't if you didn't go tell the HR office when you started having a relationship with somebody and they found out, both people would be fired. And that's the reason you go and tell now. Which again, I mean, that kind of takes some of the fun away from it too, doesn't it? Isn't there? Look, I've been married my whole life, so I would imagine there's some kind of taboo to like banging somebody at work, literally at work. I don't know. Anyway, and people used to do it at like Christmas parties too, didn't they? Anyway. Brexit will never happen, says Tim Pool. I don't know. EU allows Brexit extension until 2020. Am I the only one who really doesn't give two shits about breakfast? Breakfast? Well, I don't care about breakfast or Brexit. Look, I think my European friends, the English, the UK part of the EU, would be a lot better off if they just fucking got out of the EU. But nobody over there seems willing to just do what needs done. So they just keep talking about it and talking about it and How many times can you talk about it? What are we on? 2, 3 years now? How long has it been since the Brexit vote? What else do we have going on? I don't know what that's about. Don't care. Stop the madness. New York City's misguided spending on seriously mental ill leads to recurring tragedies. That sounds like a fun article. Let's see. Outrage over the Big Apple's mental health crisis has reached critical mass, with lawmakers, first responders, patients advocates, and everyday New Yorkers imploring the city to take meaningful action after a recent rash of violence. Serious assaults by psychotic, untreated men, all in October, including a mentally ill street peddler who Friday put a cop in a coma by hitting him in the head with a metal chair at a Brooklyn nail salon. 2 days earlier, a deranged menace with a long history of violence against strap hangers was what the fuck is a strap hanger? Uh, was caught on video shoving a woman head first into an idling train. Well, you know what? This exposes a much bigger problem with our society than just the mentally ill. The big problem here, and I know I just stuttered a bit there. Sorry, I had to blow my nose real quick, and that leads to dead air when there's nobody on with me. But this this may get talked about a little bit. This may get talked about for a week or two, maybe even a month, and then you know what's going to happen? Nothing. Nothing. Strap hangers are people who ride the subway because they hold the straps and hang down from the roof. Oh, okay. And he pushed her into a train. Nice. Um, the problem here is this will be a story for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, maybe, and then nobody will care. So that's what we do. We care for a moment. How many times have we seen this with any issue? We talk about the mentally ill every time there's a mass shooting. Don't we? We need to do something about the mentally ill. And then we stop talking about it. The mentally ill are a problem, and I wish I had a solution. I don't. I do know the solution's not silence. Um, I know it's not just ignoring it, pretending it doesn't exist when we don't have to. We had a discussion on here one time, a pretty big discussion over whether or not we should bring back the old style asylums. And I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea. But I do wish we could treat these people and help them out. Some people are mentally ill, others are just assholes. That's true too, Jason. And I don't think that gets said enough. But it does come up. Like I said, it comes up every time. We got to talk about the mentally ill. And it's the Republicans. The Republicans often they're always like, no, it's not the guns, it's the crazy people. And then they get quiet. They don't offer anything for it. They gave us red flag. I don't know if they actually gave it to us, but they've certainly started to embrace it. Yeah, the answer is just to take guns from like, okay. That one dude pushed a woman into a train. What the fuck does that have to do with a gun? The other one hit a cop with a chair. No gun involved. I don't know. Bring back this asylums. I'll move in right away. I got you, Jim. I feel you, man. I feel you. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to be so what's the word? Low energy today. I'm trying my best. So please bear with me. Katie had me hyped. Since then, I'm just whew. Told you before, I can't feel my stomach. Well, I felt it last night, and that's just because I had to empty it rapidly from the top. That was not fun. Oh, we should check the hashtag. There we go. See what's over there. See if we got some. Oh my, that's a woman getting assaulted by an elephant. Lots of booty. Nice job, guys. Why is that one open? Oh, she split it when she got ready to. Okay. Kurt Cobain cardigan sells at auction for $330,000. Has not been washed since he wore it. That's disgusting. Nirvana frontman Kurt Cobain wore the green button-up during his band's MTV Unplugged performance in '93. It has not been clean since he last wore it. Somebody bought a dirty ass sweater, which I mean makes sense for fans of grunge. I mean, nasty motherfuckers. They sounds about right. I mean, I knew people who probably wore shit that hadn't been washed in 20 years, and I didn't like it. We got sent the article about New York City sending homeless people across the country. We read that last night. Yesterday. What they're doing is they're giving these people, what was it, 5,000 single people and 12,000 families. Maybe I have that backwards. Maybe it was 5,000 families, 12,000 single people. Yeah, that's what it was. 5,000 couples, 5,000 families, 12,000 single people, enough money for a year's rent in another city, anywhere from as close as Newark and as far away as Honolulu. Like, wow. So they just shipped them away. Like, how do we take care of the homeless problem? I know. South Park taught us. Isn't it kind of sad that they seem to literally have taken their plan to fix homeless people from South Park? We read this a while ago. This was the Joker tweet that ended up being a news story about a week and a half ago. We need a female reboot of the Joker, a woman who's just fucking had it with misogyny, old white men trying to deny access to healthcare, lack of representation. Oh no, this is a new version of it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, because this doesn't have the. Oh, it's got being told to smile right there. Okay. Oh, this is from the 26th. That one before was from May. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, Signal Boost. This is a new one. They've just had it with misogyny, old white men trying to deny access to healthcare, lack of representation, unequal pay, sexism, being told to smile, being fearful, objectification. Make the movie a female rage. Didn't they do that with Thelma and Louise? Haven't we already had female bitchy movies? Anyway. Isn't the point of the Joker? Look, I haven't seen it, but isn't the point of it that he's already crazy and this just helps to make him even crazier? Now, I'm not going to deny that women are already crazy. I'm not going to deny that that women are insane and it doesn't take much to push them over the edge. Because hashtag common sense white women control. Reform. God damn it. Stop letting me say control, people. No, I make the movie. Yeah, three-sided coin says it right there. Then make the movie and stop complaining. You could get that movie greenlit in a heartbeat. There's studios dying to prove how much they love women and how much they think women are mistreated by the man. Go make the damn movie. And when nobody wants to see it, and you whine because it's just because they're men and they don't like the women's, we'll laugh at you and we'll move on with our lives. I really don't give a damn. It's a giant fat cat named Cinderblock who's apparently winning over the internet. Damn, that is a big kitty. He's almost as big as my kitty cat was. Well, he's probably a little fatter than my cat was. I'll put him on the screen so y'all can look at the big guy. He is beautiful. I love cats. I really do. There he is. Look at that big guy. Look at him. Little fat guy. Yeah, my cat was probably this long, but he did not have that belly. Not since he got diabetes. My cat got diabetes and he ended up losing a ton of weight. But he was a Maine Coon, so he still looked really fat. But if you reached down to grab him, he weighed like nothing. We actually thought he was dying when we found out he had diabetes. My wife, being the sweetheart she is, he was so sick, and like we got to take him to the vet. She goes, "Do you want to go?" I'm like, "No, I can't," because I thought they were gonna have to put him down. And so she takes him to the vet, and I cried, you guys. I cried because I'm like, he's gonna die. And she comes back, and he's got diabetes. Like, that sounds right. This is the cat who slept with his face in the food bowl. He was such a sweetie. He's like, so, oh, he ended up with diabetes. I'm shocked. He loved almost all people food, and we had to stop feeding it to him, and it made me feel so bad. Oh my goodness. You guys have sent in some really nice pictures. The entire Ash Crack team. Man alive. We did have some people who let me go over here because I know somebody sent it to me in my notifications. Where'd it go? This one. Cernovich had pointed it out, but I don't follow Cernovich. I find him to kind of be a bit of a dick. But he pointed out these two headlines that went out yesterday about Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Did I say it close? Does anybody speak? Was I close there? My cat had diabetes too, but she was 14 years old and overweight. Oh, Patches was overweight. He was only about 6 at the time, but yeah. Anyway, people that don't stay with their pet when they are put down should be beaten with the corpse of their pet. She was going to be there with him. I couldn't, Jim. I couldn't do it. And when he did finally die, I wasn't here. I was at work, and that broke my heart, man. Washington Post, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, austere religious scholar at the helm of Islamic State, dies at 48. That was the Washington Post's obituary headline. And over on Bloomberg, Islamic State leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi transformed himself from a little-known teacher of Quranic recitations into the self-proclaimed ruler of an entity that covered swaths of Syria and Iraq. They make him sound like a self-made man. He picked him up by his bootstraps. He picked himself up by his bootstraps, y'all. Transformed himself into this Jesus fuck, man. He was a dickhead. He was a dickhead who killed and raped. And who was too much of a pussy to be taken and blew his own ass up. Dies at 48. Blew himself up at 48. How about that? Put on a suicide vest and exploded himself at 48. Do you realize this guy was wearing a suicide vest? Yeah, he suicide bombed his family, Peter says. Yeah. This guy isn't to be celebrated. What the fuck is wrong with you? And there's been several people, and look, it's not everybody. It's not everybody. But we read from a guy yesterday. The U.S. never just kills somebody like that. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we fucking do. We even did it to an American. Oops. That was what. Fuck, I forget his name. I have trouble remembering the names of all the Al Ababis, all the Al people. Adolf Hitler, dedicated art enthusiast, animal rights activist, and talented orator, dies at 56. Don't forget, after uniting a country. Sorry, three-sided. I was reading your whole thing. I speak a little bit of Arabic, and yesterday my Uber driver was on the phone with his wife in the UAE. I freaked him out when I said goodbye in Arabic. It was hilarious. That's awesome. He was like, "Oh my God, he knows our plot." No, I'm just kidding. Kidding, YouTube. Please realize what a joke is. Wonder how many journalists he beheaded to. Hey, Sassy. Shelly, come on, sweetheart. Come on. you know that those wonderful Muslims don't engage in violence. And they have nothing but the utmost respect for freedom of the press, especially if those press happen to be Christians. Oh, what else do we have going on? This video was sent to me, and I feel like it should be shared. This came from Harbo Senate, and I just think it's awesome. Ready? Here we go. Look at that. That chick can lick her titty without bending her head down. She got a snake tongue. Now, I feel like, that's awesome. How many female backpackers he beheaded? Look, that dude al-Baghdadi was a horrible person. He was the head of the Islamic State. We're not talking about the somebody who built up this built up a wonderful euphoric, no, that's not the word, utopia that everybody's coming to and rushing to because he's done such a good job being a leader there. He's a fucking terrorist. A fucking terrorist. And they're talking about him like he's Quranic scholar. Fuck off. How about anywhere in that headline? Murderer, terrorist, died by suicide vest. You really can't say that he died by suicide vest because that'll make people think Muslims blow people up with suicide vests, like they do. She looks like King Koopa from the Super Mario Brothers movie. I just thought it was really cool. That's impressive. That's one of those things that, it's not something you can learn. You either can do that or you can't. And you accidentally get something on the bottom of your chin, like, I'll just lick it off. He was probably anti-Trump. Yeah. My Chargers won yesterday. I still haven't looked into the game, but last night I was sitting here. I texted my son and asked him if he'd bring me down a melted cheese sandwich. And this is one of my staples as a poor kid. You just take 2 pieces of bread, you put a piece of cheese behind it, in the middle, you microwave it for 20 seconds, and you have yourself a sandwich. I tweeted or texted him that and asked him if he could bring me one down. And being the good son that he is, he did that for me. He actually offered, he's like, "Do you want some pizza?" I'm like, "I've been throwing up. No, I do not want pizza." Because if something has to come up, I do not want it to be pizza sauce. But he gets down here and he goes, "Your Chargers won by a point." And he seems so sad about it. He's a Chiefs fan. So we look, his Chiefs are going to do much better in this season than my Chargers are, but still, he hated to have to tell me they won. But I didn't care because he brought me a sandwich because he's a good boy. Hey, Jack, how you doing, man?
Good. How you doing?
Rough day.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right. To be fair, the Washington Post changed the headline fairly quickly once people began to notice how stupid it was. That's okay. Hang on, P-Dog. I don't feel that that's being fair to them. The fact that they would put that headline, without mentioning that fucking shitbag was a terrorist, that they thought that was okay in the first place, that they had to be told. And I get it. You're being sarcastic. I'm responding to the notion. I apologize. But back to my rant, that they had to be told. That they had to be told that was, maybe mention that the fucker's a piece of shit terrorist, that he's the head of a terrorist organization, that the organization he helped build up was fucking ISIS. I'm just maybe just throw that out there. I don't know if you saw it, Jack, but the the Washington Times had a pretty decent, decently stupid headline for the obituary of al-Baghdadi.
Yeah, I saw it. I've been watching all the parody ones fly across the Twitter feed too.
Oh, it's.
I believe I called this last night that this would happen.
Oh, absolutely, you did. Oh, and thank you for dropping our links in there, my friend. Guys, please go donate to Jack. Jack is a good boy. He comes and hangs out with me and makes it so I can blow my nose without dead air. Plus, he's like the funniest person who comes on the stream.
Well, that's debatable, but
no, it's not. Anyhow,
yeah, they deserve all the mockery they get because that was stupid, and we all knew they were going to do it to own Trump because moral relativism is a real thing, alive and well in today's society.
Yeah. I don't even know what that's from, but that is awesome. Boycott shampoo, demand the real poo. That's amazing. Anyhow, it took me a second to get it. I'm like, what? Oh, sham. Ha, I get it. Oh man. Jack, I don't know if you saw, but we're at the end of the Katie Hill saga.
Yeah, she resigned last night, didn't she?
She did.
Yeah, I heard something about it on Beauty and the Beta.
With a resignation post that was so stupid. She actually compares her constituents having to hear about her picadillos with domestic abuse.
That's not domestic abuse. I don't think you know what domestic abuse is, if that's what you think it is.
Morning, baby. Well, the funny part about that is that she's been claiming that her marriage broke up because of domestic abuse. If this was a just world, she would have just lost her divorce case. It would just have all been what's what I'm looking for? Decided in her husband's favor. The fact that you would even make that comparison. Are you out of your fucking mind, woman? But Jack, she stepped down for the children who look up to her. I'm not kidding. The bitch said that.
I don't think anybody's looking up to you except maybe some staffers, and they're down between your legs.
That is a good point. And yes, I know, chat, that I'm going back over some of this, but there's certain stories I like to keep Jack abreast of if we've been talking about them. We've talked about Katie a little bit, so.
Yeah. She does look. It's weird. She has some interesting photography because from certain angles she looks kind of pretty, and from some of those nudes you're like, "Ooh, you're rough."
Yeah, she's not always the she's an Instagram model. That's what she is.
Yeah, she's an influencer.
Flair Fritz sent this to me yesterday, which may be the greatest sign of the times I've seen in a long while. If you guys don't understand what's going on here, that is a self-checkout with 2 Walmart investing in American job signs right behind it. That's what I tell people every time. We need self checkouts. I'm like, you realize you're costing people work, right?
Yeah, I hate those things.
So do I.
I've been ripped off. The ones at Meyer are the worst because you'll put like $1.25 and change in, and they'll give you credit for $1.
Oh,
And I was like, what the fuck? It's happened to me like a dozen times at Meyer.
I don't like them because well, basically they're just an express checkout to me because you
Yeah.
can only put so much stuff on there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Most of the time, they're not even as big as the one pictured.
I used to be a very good cashier at my Walmart. And if you set me up with a regular thing, I could check myself out in 5 minutes and be done. You give me that piece of crap, it takes me 5 minutes to check out 5 items.
Yeah. And if something goes wrong, you got to wait 10 minutes for the stupid retard to wander over to you, not know what to do, and then figure it out by hitting a bunch of buttons and being like, yeah, that'll fix it.
Yeah, I don't much care for those.
No,
And you're right. Every time I go to one, the little chickie poo, and it's usually a chickie poo, who's supposed to be standing there monitoring, she's off wandering, talking to somebody, usually some dude.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Putting her boobs out as far as she can.
Yeah. I've seen them talk to their friends a couple aisles over, and they'll be like, yeah, I'll be right over. Let me finish this conversation. No, shut the fuck up and get over here and do your job, retard.
Man. Jack, we just read this, and I'm glad you're here.
Uh-oh.
There was that tweet from way back in May about how we need a female Joker. We have a new one.
Uh-huh.
It says we need a female reboot of the Joker, a woman who's just fucking had it. With misogyny, old white men trying to deny access to healthcare, lack of representation, unequal pay, sexism, being told to smile, being fearful, objectification, make the movie a female rage.
Female rage about first world problems that don't mean anything.
10,000 people have liked this. You know what? I wonder, can I see who's liked it? I bet it's mostly men. Oh, there's a lot of men. There's a lot of women. To be fair, those look like a lot of women. There's a lot of dudes in here, though.
Yeah, a lot of beta soy boys that are trying to touch some boobies, but with internet likes.
Which is weird because she's talking about she needs a movie about murdering men for the ills they supposedly put upon her. Yeah, that's the gentleman. That's not who you want to touch the boobies of.
No, she's crazy.
Bitch crazy. And she gonna kill you. Oh, wow.
I actually responded to Petite Nakoko when she posted that.
Oh, did she post it? Oh, yeah. My.
Privilege said, privileged clown crying about first world problems and shouting pink tax or something stupid while attacking random people. I thought that was called Twitter.
You're not wrong. But remember, they don't get paid the same as us because they have a tendency to not work as long and take more time off. So
yeah, well, don't be a barista if you want to make a lot of money. Get out there, dig some ditches like the men do.
Yeah, I'm always amazed how much, and I'm sorry if I'm quiet, guys. I'm leaning forward. I'll sit back up in a second. But I'm always surprised how much people who do those kind of jobs, I was surprised to find out how much people working on an oil rig make.
Oh, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like, holy fuck.
Yeah, they earn it, though. That shit's super dangerous.
Dangerous and dirty and physically demanding. Yeah, my one of my friends at Walmart, her husband started doing that, and they started living like large. Feeling so attacked right now, Jack. Thanks. Why are you attacked, Weibo? What's the matter?
Probably because of what I just said. But you're welcome, Weibo. I'm here to help you boost your reflexes in case of danger.
That's right. She may touch the PP to cut it off. Exactly, Josephine. Man. All right, sitting back up.
A lot of these soy boys, they every time I hear them talking or read their Twitter feeds, it's like I hear "Goodbye Horses" and I see Buffalo Bill dancing in his people suit, doing his tuck. Because it's so creepy, weird, and emasculating. Like
Yeah.
they are so self-loathing that they're men.
Women flash Astros pitcher Garrett Cole on live TV during World Series. Oh, good for you, ladies. They got their titties out on national TV.
Oh, that's sad and lonely. I bet their husbands are very happy about that.
It did, yeah. Who won the game?
Who's in the World Series? Astros and who else?
I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. Somebody in chat. The Astros went on to win the game, capturing a 3-2 series lead in the best of 7. Yeah, so they need one more to win it all. 2 women were caught flashing their breasts on live television during Game 5 of the World Series Sunday night. The duo exposed their chest to Houston Astros star pitcher. The women, sporting yellow shirts without bras, were sitting just a few rows from the field. Good. You got to see
they
titties.
hot?
I don't know. They don't have pictures.
That means they were probably hot.
They have a picture of him.
Yeah, if they were ugly fatties and like gross and sloppy, then they would be all over because it's empowering.
We're being told it's the Nationals that the Astros are playing.
Oh, the Nationals? Really? That's got to be a first.
I knew they had been doing good this year. I didn't realize they'd made it all the way to the series. Good for them. Look, I just once the playoffs start, I look and see if my Cubbies are in it, and then I just wait until they get kicked or until they bounce out of it, and then I stop paying attention. Oh, wait a second. A little bit more Katie Hill news. Sorry, guys. Katie Hill's alleged male lover says their lives are ruined following resignation. Oh, real quick, this is one other thing she said, Jack. She says she's going to fight so this stuff doesn't happen to other women.
What?
She's quitting Congress. She's quitting Congress to fight so this doesn't happen to other women. If you were in a fight so this doesn't happen to other women, you know where a good place would be to do that?
Maybe Congress.
That's why women's vote shouldn't count.
Yeah. Well, and on top of that, like, fight for what? Don't have sex with people that you work with?
Yeah.
Because isn't that kind of, a rule anyway?
The
Cubs in the World Series. You're so funny.
Hey, they won just a couple of years ago. Actually, unlike some people, I got to see it in my lifetime. There's Cubs fans who never saw the Cubs win a series?
Yeah, it's nice that the league let them win. Like, we'll let the special kids play.
Yeah, I mean, and we did good. You stop it.
Uh-huh.
We only drooled a little bit. Okay, so the legislative director whose alleged affair with Representative Katie Hill sparked a House committee. I'm going to try this again. Whose alleged affair with Representative Katie Hill sparked a House Ethics Committee probe against the lawmaker, said his fellow staffers, quote, lives are ruined following his boss's resignation. Everyone I've worked with every day for the last 2 years, lives are ruined, and they're already talking about the next race. Their lives aren't ruined. What are you talking about? What is he talking about?
Well, they're probably unemployed.
Well, they are, but they can easily get on somewhere else, especially with whoever comes next, because that person likely isn't going to have a staff in built up already. They might hire, but it's like, okay, you've been here.
Plus, you'll want to keep them around because it's clear they put out.
Indeed. I know that having. Oh wait, I skipped down. Everyone. No, we'd read that. Hang on a second. I need to cough. I apologize.
Oh, you're fine.
Man,
I like pizza. Oh,
there you
sorry.
go. But that's what their lives are ruined. They already talking about the next race. Graham Kelly wrote from his private account on Twitter Sunday night. What a town, he added. The staffer, who Hill has vehemently denied being in a relationship with, was responding to a separate tweet from a CNN correspondent about the possibility of Alex Padilla, California Secretary of State, running for Hill's vacated seat. Hours earlier, she had stepped down. Hill didn't deny the relationship. Talking about with the chick now. Sorry, she didn't deny the relationship and later apologized for her actions. Okay, time out. Back up. She denied originally having an affair with a staffer, specifically this Graham guy, even though the pictures had already come out of her brushing that chick's hair while she was sitting there naked. At that time, she did not acknowledge that she did have an affair with a staffer. That is an important point here, that she came out and denied having sex with a staffer without admitting she had sex with a different staffer.
Yeah. Yeah, and she had sex with different staffers too, like a congressional staffer and a campaign staffer.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
apparently, there's a couple other people in there too.
I know that even a consensual relationship with a subordinate is inappropriate, but I still allowed it to happen despite my better judgment. Did you really have better judgment? Did you, Katie? In her Sunday resignation, Hill blasted her husband and hateful political operatives for perpetuating what she called a smear campaign built around cyber exploitation. Bitch, you got caught. He just provided proof. And yeah, it sucks that proof is you naked, but what did you expect? My favorite part, Jack, is when she says, we don't know what's coming next.
Or who?
Don't you, Katie? Don't you have a clue? I mean, you had to know that there's a picture of you out there with that bong. You had to know there was a picture out there of you brushing her hair naked.
Yeah, which is weird. Don't brush somebody's hair while you're naked. That's serial killer shit.
You had to know he took that picture of you with your tongue down that girl's throat.
Yeah, probably a few of her tongue down somewhere else too.
And that's what she's like, we don't know what'll come next. And the only way that makes sense is that there's so much that she doesn't know what's coming next.
Yeah, there's got to be video.
There has to be. And again, I'm not saying he should release it, but if it shows up on the Christian Science Monitor, I'll watch it and feel bad about myself.
I won't feel bad, but I will watch it.
I'll feel bad. I'll feel dirty. I'm like, oh, this shouldn't have been released, but oh, look what they're doing.
Yeah, like, wow, that's awful. Bad technique.
Oh, wow. John Connors died?
Yeah. That got kind of lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, that was yesterday. John Connors, the longest serving black congressman, dies at 90. Wow. Now,
he just retired like a year or two ago.
Yeah, he was a horrible person for Michigan. He really was. But I like with all, I don't wish ill will to any of them. But he got to live to 90. That's pretty cool for him and his family. So thank you for your service, sir. Man, that is that. Yeah, Connors. He was there a long time. When did he start? I'm trying to find it. I have no idea when he was elected. He won his first election by just 108 votes in 64. And he was in Congress for over 50 years. Holy shit. But yeah, I didn't agree with your politics, but and I think you did some things that probably, as somebody from Michigan, seeing how he was from Detroit, you know, and I felt very much like I did with Trump's statement about Pelosi. He said the other day, Pelosi's district is just shit, and meanwhile, she's only concentrated on impeachment. And yeah. I don't know that Pelosi could fix her district. That's more of a state matter. But she could help bring light to it. She could help bring light and fix it. Connors was the same way. I mean, Detroit became he was hired in 64. That's back at the height of Motown, man.
Yeah. Back when there was a lot of industrial work there, all the cars being made there. There was a lot there. And then it just went to shit in the 70s.
Went to massive shit. But again, I have no ill will towards the man.
Oh, he's dead. Doesn't do you any good now.
Well,
there should be term limits, though.
I've seen people who, after somebody dies, they rip into everything they do, and it's like, you know what, you're right. You're not necessarily wrong about the things they did. But what you're doing now doesn't help anything. How about concentrating on the person who's taking over?
Yeah.
How about, that would be the place to, in my opinion, focus your rage. If you want to yell about them, I don't give a fuck. It's a free country. Do what you want. But it just seems to me that
it's all over and in the past. Focus on what's going on now and in the future.
Ohio woman killed in gender reveal party explosion. Oof. An explosion at a gender reveal party in Iowa fatally wounded a woman. Oh, did these guys do... Marion County Sheriff's Office said 56-year-old woman was killed Saturday during a party in Knoxville to announce the gender of an expected couple's baby. Oh, that baby will always have something awesome linked to their blessed entry to this world. Hey, you killed a 56-year-old. The planned announcement created an explosion which let a flying piece of debris to strike the victim. They don't tell us what it was like made out of or anything.
What were they doing? Like inflating balloons or something?
Well, that's what most people do. They inflate balloons and then you pop it and you get to the one that actually has the gender reveals. At least the way I've seen it done most. Was this an ISIS family?
Apparently.
The fuck were they? When he turn the knob on each of the vests until the one explodes, it tells us what the gender reveal will be.
Oh, the reveal letters under Mohammed's suicide vest. Pick that up and grab it quick. Boom.
I don't mean to laugh at this because, yeah, a woman lost her life. But what the fuck did you...
People need to stop being creative with stuff and just do the party and be like, all right, here's what it is.
How about this? How about just calling your mom? Yeah, we're having a girl.
Yeah, or like, I don't know, make a cake and the cake coloring is the gender.
Yeah, just roll that out.
Cake, it's a boy.
Yeah. No, we have to have explosions and shit now with gender reveals. What the fuck?
It's fucking insane. People are dumb.
Well, we've gotten... I don't know how you feel about this, Jack, but to me, we've added too much. I like pomp and circumstance, don't get me wrong. I think there's times for it. But like, have you seen prom proposals?
Yeah, the promposals, those are stupid too.
Those are fucking retarded. And they're getting work. They're getting more intricate. They're like actual proposals now. I'm like,
Dangerous Spaces said, was the Daddy Death a gender reveal party gone wrong?
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's people are trying to make everything into some big epic event, and that's just a waste of time and money.
Yeah. Anthony Vogel says more and more crazy parties, just like sweet 16s and stuff. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. It's what happens in a country where we have way too much.
Well, a lot of this stuff is first world nonsense. Plus, we do prevent dumb people from getting killed way too often.
That's true.
We need to thin out the herd a little bit by taking away warning labels or reducing them in size.
Andrew says an excuse to get drunk. Well, not with like the sweet 16s because those people can't drink. Not with the prom. The ones that the prom proposal. God, I can't even say it. The prom proposal is the one where I was just like, no, you're not getting married. it used to bother me in high school when a couple would break up and everybody would like take sides in it like it was a fucking divorce.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're 16. Nobody's married here. What the fuck are you guys doing? Remove warning labels. Yeah. Soon as they started putting warning labels on fake capes, that was the downfall of Western society.
Yeah. Yep.
If your dumbass thinks you can jump off a roof with a cape and fly, you don't get to breed like the rest of us. I'm not saying the kid should die, but he should definitely, his junk should get fucked up. This is some fucking millennial bullshit. It is. It really is.
That's very a succinct way of putting it.
I wonder how many people have gone through like prom proposals. Fuck, man, that's hard to say. But then are like, I'm never getting married. I'm just curious if there's a correlation between being a spoiled cunt your whole life and then not wanting to have children.
Probably.
I would normally try to hear both sides, then call them both idiots, says Rotten Corpse. I just always thought it was stupid, man. Like when he cheated on her. Like, they're not married. He just banged someone else. I mean, I guess you can call it cheating. But we'd even gotten rid of, going steady. It was just, that's his girlfriend.
Yeah, people don't even really go out anymore. They just go over and have sex and watch Netflix and stuff.
That's what me and Lady Monkey did. She'd just come to my house, or I'd go to her house. We'd hang out. And then if there were no parents around, we'd do it. And that's why we had a kid by the time I was 18. I'm not saying it was the best idea. I'm a responsible retard. I won't breed. Well, good for you. I do wonder how many of them, want all that pomp and circumstance, but then when it comes time for that to actually mean something, you're just like, nah, I'm not interested.
Or worse, they expect it to be even more grand and epic.
Oh, look, no ads remain on like 50 videos I challenged. I'm shocked. I'm going to sit over here in my awe. Time we got. Okay, we got about 10 more minutes, Jack. I'm going to find something interesting for us to talk about because the people deserve it. Or because I want to be entertaining.
Yeah, either way.
Either way, whatever works. I'm not saying we should kill stupid people. We should just remove the warning labels and let the problem sort itself out, said a wise person.
Yeah. I believe Batman said it best. I'm not going to kill you, but I don't have to save you.
Yeah, indeed. I really do feel we saved too many people.
Yeah, I mean, look at all the fucking mouth-breathing half-wits that you see on a regular basis out in public. You go out to any big box store, you're going to see them. Your grocery store, you see them. And they're standing there borderline drooling, trying to read something. And, I hate them. I hate them so much.
NBC offers to release victims from secrecy pact is bullshit. What?
Huh?
If executives think their Friday night announcement will bury the scandal, they have miscalculated this. It's only opening the floodgates. It is the oldest trick in the book. Dump a piece of embarrassing news late on a Friday night and hope people will forget about it over the weekend. It's highly likely that NBC's strategy was, or that's what NBC's strategy was when it had Rachel Maddow announce what sounded like a release of former employees from sexual harassment non-disclosure agreements. But if Comcast NBC execs think this will bury the scandal, they have miscalculated. It's only opened the floodgates. The late Friday night announcement said, if any former NBC employees who believe that they cannot disclose their experience with sexual harassment as a result of confidentiality or non-disparagement provision in their separation agreement should contact NBC Universal and we will release them from that perceived obligation. This goes back to the Matt Lauer scandal.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, when people are released from NBC, like many companies, they have to sign a non-disparagement clause or non-disparagement or an
course.
NDA. And in both of those cases, that would mean they can't talk about having been sexually harassed. I don't feel like anybody would look at that weird woman and think that that was going to bury everything. I don't know. That to me sounds like Matt Lauer's about to get a whole bunch of fucking accusations against him.
Probably.
See what else we got. Sorry, Jack. I am doing my best. I am trying so hard. Excuse me.
Well, let's see what's on the interwebs.
I'm trying to concentrate here, and it's not working too well.
Tired?
We'll talk about it when we're done.
Oh, okay.
2 LA men stopped with 420 pounds of weed in Connecticut. I'm sure it was just their personal stash. I do like this headline from the Babylon Bee. Motorcyclist who identifies as bicyclist sets cycling world record.
Yeah.
Oh, but the people who would be mad at that joke would never get it in the first place. You know, Jack, I think I'm just going to wrap here. We're close enough to 2 hours. I'm sorry, guys. I have nothing left. I'm spent. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming and hanging out. Sorry this wasn't my best. I will hopefully feel better tomorrow. But thank you for coming and hanging out. Thank you so much for supporting the channel the way you do. I love you guys. I really do. Jack, is there anything you want to shill today?
I'll throw the link to my latest video in the chat, and we'll call it there.
All right. And tonight we'll be on... It's Monday. So Satsu 2 Cents' channel for Lords of the Night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I will do my best to make it, guys. And then over on 2 Cents Plus for Lords of the Night. God damn it. For 7 Days to Die afterwards. So come check those out. It's always a good time. Chat, thank you so much for coming. Jack, thanks for hanging out. Everybody, have a great day. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
I don't have it in me to